That Black Girl by Gavel, Richa, Bipin.
These flowers are so much like you all. Beautiful, fresh, and white. While I am just what you heard. That black girl. Buried deep under layers of talcum powder, you will find that the black girl was struggling to fit in until realization wiped away the cover to reveal the uniqueness that lay within. Contest chair, eminent panel of judges, ladies, gentlemen, and my dear friends. Was there something in you that made you different? Was that your color, height, weight, language, accent, or even your social status? Did you ever try to conceal your difference just so that you could fit in? That black girl was how my classmates called me. Sometimes behind my back, but most of the times on my face. Now let me tell you a dark secret. Every time they called me black, I became more determined to use my fair and lovely morning, noon and night. And sometimes in the middle of the night too. Now for other kids, fairy tale is a story. But for me, it was a pursuit of a fair face with which I would live happily ever after. Now, how many of y'all have been exploited just because you were desperate? My mom and grandma got me to do all those things which defied the acceptable rules of science. Mommy, I don't want milk. Come on, dear, you know, if you drink this white milk, you will get the color of the milk. White milk. Have you ever seen blue milk? For all the milk that I drank, I should have been the color of Snow White, radiant and glowing 10 years ago. Sweetheart, you know, if you start putting a little oil, maybe you might start looking fair. For all the oil that my grandma applied, others started to ask me, have you put the oil or has the oil put you? Now, consequent to all these fairness acquisition strategies, my color changed from black to black. And that is when my grandfather, an ex-army officer, stepped in. We have to catch the enemy by surprise, immobilize, annihilate, exterminate. He made it sound as if black was a bomb and not a color. And that is when he introduced that one color that could diffuse every bomb and brighten every black. Pink. My wardrobe has 50 shades of pink. Baby pink, teenage pink, Rani pink, auntie pink, this pink, that pink, and more pink. While all these attempts were going on, I was struggling to keep a cheerful disposition, ignoring the taunts, braving the sarcasm, and enduring the discrimination. Something in me was breaking down my self-confidence. I struggled with questions. Why? Why am I like this? Why can't I just be like others? Why can't I just be normal? My self-belief was getting eroded by the perennial flow of these tears. My infinite optimism that someday I might become fair was getting depleted. But then, on 16th May 2016, something magical happened to me that changed the way I looked at myself. It was my birthday, and my father gifted me those flowers. He even wrote a poem for me. You can only see the things that you lack. You only see shades of black. You only dream of a color fair. You forget that you are a beauty so rare. There is no one like you ever. Your uniqueness is forever. For you are a piece of the master, and his masterpiece can never be a disaster. At an age when I was supposed to be playing with butterflies and Barbie dolls, I was obsessed with my color. How frivolous. I decided to embrace my uniqueness and be comfortable in my skin. Friends, our uniqueness is our identity, and sadly most of us live through life destroying it just so that we can fit in. Have you heard the story of Ladan and Lale Bijani, the Iranian twins? For 29 years, they were co-joined in their head. And they wanted to separate because although they were identical twins, their differences were very stark. They had different passions, aspirations, and temperaments. Everyone tried to counsel them against going in for this fatal surgery, but they were convinced that they wanted an identity of their own. The surgery was not successful, but what touched me the most about this story is what they said when they signed the indemnity bond for the hospital. We would rather die as individuals than live without an identity. People give up lives just to preserve their identity, and I decided to live to establish my identity. And color, black, brown or white, does not define me. When I die, nobody will say, "Oh, poor lady, she died. She was black." But I will be remembered for the content of my character. Friends, today, as we step out of this hall, let us all appreciate our uniqueness and celebrate our differences. We are meant to stand out and not to fit in. Each flower in this is white, but look closely, each one of them is unique. And I know for a fact that amongst these white flowers, there is one that is perhaps meant to stand out. And I don't mind being that black girl contester.